massive slap in the face to the pro-life movement. I'm looking for an excuse to get in the public square. Disgrace over baby body parts, and we were pretty feisty on our side. We were teed off.
Welcome back to the Ever Living Podcast, everyone. I'm one of your life-loving hosts, Jessica.
And I'm Jason.
And we are so glad to have a wonderful guest here with us today, Mr. John Pisciotta. He's the founding executive director of Pro-Life in the Public Square. Welcome, John.
Oh, well, so happy to be here with you, Jessica and Jason.
We're happy to have you.
We're happy to have you. So you're in Texas, right? Is that where
I'm right in the heart. I'm right in the heart of Texas, Waco, Texas.
Very cool.
Yes.
I went to Texas for the first time last week.
Oh, really? What city did you go to?
I went to Galveston.
Oh, well, that's at least you got some water to keep you.
Yeah.
Warm.
I know. Were you able to swim at all, or?
No, not really. I was only there for like 2 days, so
Well, that's a nice place. That's a nice place.
It was nice. I got to work with a pregnancy resource center in Galveston, so yeah, it was nice. It was funny. The view from my hotel was Walmart and then the water. Like,
yeah, that's funny.
The two things you need in life, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, well, great. Well, John, we're really glad to have you here. And yeah, we would just love for you to tell us a little bit of history about pro-life in the public square.
Okay. Well, it goes back to 1994 when Planned Parenthood opened an abortion center in Waco. I was a college professor. I taught at Baylor University. I'm a Catholic. I've been pro-life all my life, but I was what I call a pro-life fan. I'm cheering for the right team, but I'm not doing anything, anything of any significance. And so, I was 50 years old at that time, and my heart was in the right place, and they opened up the abortion clinic amid a lot of controversy, and I stayed on the sidelines during all that controversy. And then in May of 1994, after they'd opened up the abortion center, two fiery preachers came to town, Rusty Thomas and Flip Benham, and they had 2 days of rally to try to encourage people in Waco to keep fighting. And so as a professor, I thought, maybe I should go, maybe not. And I debated with myself, and finally I went. I went to the rallies, and that was a turning point in my life. I mean, they really inspired me about the cruelty to babies, but they had another woman with them talking about her abortions, and it had also impressed on me that, boy, abortion is not a good thing for women. And so there's nobody winning in this. And so I decided those days, that one way I'd be involved. This is going to be part of my life. I didn't know how much, and actually Rusty moved to Waco very soon after that. And he sort of headed things up, and I was there. I was helping, and Rusty then moved kind of on the more national scene. I've been on the local scene, and so one thing led to another, and very soon the leaders had moved away or changed their priorities, and I said, I think I'm kind of the leader here now, and so that was the start of it. We started with a newsletter that a friend of mine, she wanted to have a newsletter, and she asked me, John, if I wrote the newsletter once a month, would you pay for the postage and print it? And I said, well, yeah, I'll do that. And so I traced the beginning of what we called then Pro-Life Waco. That was started in 1994, the little kernel of that. And it was actually 2024 that we started Pro-Life in the Public Square. I had really focused on the local level, but it's a continuation that, in the sense that in pro-life in the public square, I think there is a weakness in the pro-life movement that we do of activity at the local area and activity across the cross section of a community. I came to realize after events after the Dobbs decision kind of made that really obvious that, whoa, we've got some weak spots. And so I worked on the local level all the way through. Within 3 decades, we had Planned Parenthood. We had some early battles over their sex education program, and so that at the beginning, this thrust me in to public square outreach as what we kind of emphasized and what we did. And we were the ones in 2004. We had the Girl Scout cookie boycott. It was a national news story, and so that's how I got into the pro-life movement.
Very cool. That's great. So, okay, so when you say public square, you're not necessarily, so obviously this is kind of what I'm getting, but maybe you can clarify. You're not necessarily saying you do like outreach with signs outside of a Planned Parenthood. It's more like in other places throughout the community, like
Exactly.
public places.
Exactly.
Okay.
I know in your podcast you want to show different branches of the pro-life movement.
Absolutely.
And I say about this that, and I've said I think there's a weakness in the pro-life movement. I'm not criticizing anything that exists more.
Yeah.
We don't need to have anything less of pregnancy support and sidewalk counseling and political action. But I think the benefit of presenting all these different streams of the movement, and I think the pro-life movement is fabulous for having so much diversity and creativity of people following their passion, and that's all good. And we need, pretty much everybody. I'm not critical very much of the pro-life movement, but if you take the local level, what is happening? It's happening at abortion centers, or revolving around abortion centers like pregnancy care.
Yeah.
And so if someone lives or traveling by abortion centers regularly, they see the pro-life movement.
Yeah.
If they live any other address in the city, they may not see the pro-life movement. And
so you're saying more like making this a presence exactly in the public square,
just
like kind of everywhere of like.
That's right. That's the broad cross section of town, of the city. Who do we need to engage? The abortion supporters? Do we need to engage the pro-lifers? Do we need? I use the mushy middle, and the answer is yes to all of those. But and going back, I mean, I'm not saying I've invented anything here. This has been around from the beginning, but it's languished in recent decades. I mean, one of the first programs, national and local, was Life Chain, began in 1987. Well, that's public square outreach.
True.
You want to get in a location that as many people as possible will see you, and then you engage with signs, and you engage with literature. What different things can be possible, conversations. But the key thing is, if you think about everybody and also every address in your community, we should be engaging everybody and every address in the community. Now, so that's the idea of public square. We want to try to figure out how you can have an engagement so that everybody in your community knows that this community cares, because they see it. They see people, they see signs, they see billboards. And what I kind of divide the public square outreach into 2 components. One is you're getting out there in your humanity, yourself, in strategic locations to engage. So that would be Life Chains. We do 4 outreach events every month in the public square. And one of them.
And is this just in Texas, or is this nationally you advertise?
No. So here's what we're doing. We're just local. We do these in Waco. We do overpass outreach. We do life chain. And we do something called It's a Baby Waco on a very busy highway. And so I think I might be missing one here. We do overpass outreach. And so when you're at an overpass, who's going underneath that overpass? Are they pro-lifers? Are
Everybody.
they pro-choicers?
Everyone,
and that's the key point. So we do that with our activities of ourselves involved, and then the other one is fixed signs.
Okay.
And mainly we're talking about yard signs and billboards. Could be park bus benches, anything we have signs out, and those are very, very powerful. And I have one in terms of what we created in pro-life in pro-life in the public square. What we're doing there is we're encouraging other people to do this in their community. We can't. But I'm an evangelist trying to convince people across the country that this is important. I'm honored and very thankful to be on your podcast. So this allows me to be an evangelist.
Glad to have you here. John, when I was doing research and looking at what you do and everything, and saw, and saw that you were scheduled today, I realized I think I've actually used your signs before.
You used what before?
I used your signs. Your signs about chemical abortion. Because I did a chemical abortion protest outside of the CVS headquarters in Rhode Island last year. And my friend Gabriel, who's Gabriel Dionisi, so
he's my pal.
Signs. I
fellow Italian American.
Oh wow, what a coincidence. That's awesome.
You did. Gabriel, I ship signs. So what we're doing is we're making good signs, and we are selling signs at half of what it costs us. To get that. So we're subsidizing. So that's what we're trying to encourage. I was an economist, and so we thought as an economist, the economy, if they want more of something done, subsidize it. There'll be more of it. And so that's what we're doing. Actually, we give away signs for pharmacy outreach. We give a set of signs away if somebody will commit to another thing that we give away signs, and then the most prominent program that we have, we're calling that, it's within pro-life in the public square. We're calling this pro-life yard signs across America.
Cool.
And so we will sell anyone 10 signs for $40.
Okay, great. So people can go on your website and
they go on the website and click around, go on the pro-life in the public square website, and I think we'll find a way to get that exact. But if you just searched in Google pro-life in the public square, we would come up. And then I have a lot of the rationale for public square outreach, and then describe some of our programs. We encourage billboards, and we help people with, if we have a billboard, we have some nice billboards. We'll give you our graphic if you want to make it, and we'll even redesign it for you to fit exactly what you would like. And but then this is we distributed 1,500 yard signs last year. We hope to do more this year. But I'm really be an evangelist. If you're a pro-lifer and there's not some incredible reason, if you have a home and you don't have a yard sign on your home, why? Why don't you have a yard sign? And and that yard sign, the billboard's not very personal. There it is. Somebody had some money, they threw that up. The yard sign is almost like holding a sign yourself. You're saying, This household stands for life, and we want you to know it. One of the phrases that I use to describe the purpose of public square outreach is we want our neighbors to know that they have neighbors who deeply care about the shedding of innocent blood.
Yep.
And
No, that's very important.
So I'm convinced we're just the opportunities that are there are of having yard signs, having billboards. They're out there, and they're not hugely expensive. The opportunities are there, but there's a tendency to not think about public square outreach as something that's important in the movement. Or, another word is activism is another word. But it is important. And let me, I want to go back and say, we started this in 2024 when I was not quite 80 then. I'm looking back at 80 now. But why start at this age? Something bigger than what you already have. What shocked me was an election, I believe it was in August of 2022, when there was a ballot issue in Kansas.
Yeah.
And pro-lifers initiated the issue. We were confident. We're going to take it to them. And the votes came in. We were annihilated.
Yeah.
In the election.
Yeah.
Now, I'm one to face facts in the face. I'm not going to try, but this and that. The people were confused about the votes. Now, I remember some of the commentary that people were confused here. We'll be okay in the next election. We're okay. The next election, there were 5 ballots, and we lost every single one of them. So that's what kind of, man. And then, I've always had this. It's just fun to me to be out in the public square, to be on an overpass, to have my yard signs. I'm looking out my window right now. I'm on the corner lot. I got about 6-7 yard signs on my lot. And so it's just so powerful. Last Tuesday, I went to a Catholic men's breakfast, and I was offered 5 minutes to speak, and so I spoke, and I brought about 25 yard signs of the more popular yard signs that we have. We have 8 different yard signs that we distribute. And I said, if you will take them, that they're free. I mean, locally, I'll give them away.
Yeah.
And so I faced a lot of rejection. There should be more enthusiasm than there is. But I felt good after that. Probably 16, 17 of those yard signs went out. And
That's great.
I know that those people had intentions to do that. Well, that's thousands of people that are going to see the pro-life message.
True.
So I'm trying to say another thing, about my view of public square outreach. One, it's broad. And to get it to be broad, maybe you need 3 or 4 activities in the month to be at this side of town, that side of town, this day of the week. But another one is continuous.
Mm-hmm.
Not one shot. Boom. We've been successful. So, I mean, you just need to be out there every day. And, so we've had some situations where we've had some real big victories. But you got to be content in public square outreach to have little bitty victories.
Yeah.
You were out there. People honked at you. People gave you the finger. Those are victories. And you just do it. It's the right thing to do. That we just can't let people think that in Waco in McLennan County that abortion is baked in and accepted. No, it's not accepted. Well, how do you show them that you're not accepted? Well, you use opportunities to just say that there's an abomination in our city. So in the overall picture, there's I say we want to try to broadly let people know in our city that they have neighbors that care, and that also, and you're doing something continuously. Let me talk about one victory that we had, and we've had in my website. I have there's a tab that's about victories, and I described 5 victories. One of them was a Girl Scout cookie boycott. Was victory. I mean, just total out and out. The other side locally, just waving the white flag. We'll never have anything to do with Planned Parenthood anymore. But another, there was a local, when in 2018, Planned Parenthood in Waco built a new abortion facility. And oh boy, it cost them $4 million, and they were so proud of it, and they had a grand opening. And that very same month, we have a local magazine named appropriately The Wacoan. And they put an ad, a full-page glitzy ad in that magazine about the opening of Planned Parenthood, and mentioned specifically abortion, that they provide abortions. A lot of times, even the people on the other side, they don't want to actually say that word or print that word. They know it's awful. But they did. And it irritated us. So what do? Just stand in the corner and irritated how bad these people are? No, we're gonna respond to it. And so we responded by going in, knocking on their doors, 5 or 6 people, saying, we want you to not do this anymore. And they just flip, a little fly on your shoulder here, and get out of it. Well, one of them said, look, we'll take your ad too. No, we're not giving you any ad. But I did buy about 7 or 8 4x4 signs, big signs, 4 feet by 4 feet. And I said, well, we'll protest. And they just so happened that they're vulnerable. Now, you can't win all protests, but sometimes you get the other side is they're vulnerable. And so they were on a major street, Valley Mills Drive. Some of you know that street. Valley Mills Drive in Waco, Texas. A lot of traffic for Waco. And so we said, we're a once-a-month gang here. So we'll just go once a month. And we'll stand out right in front of their sidewalk each time. We'll go for an hour. And we went there, and I thought, boy, people are going to think we're really jerks here. But the response was typical. Most people thumbs up, other people a few negative hand signs, but that's cool. And they knew what was going on. And we did that 4 months in a row.
Wow.
So just an hour each time?
Just an hour.
Oh, wow.
And then before the 5th one, my telephone rang, and it was their lawyer waving the white flag, saying, we got to stop this, John. I said, well, that's fine. We could stop it. Well, I said, will you get a commitment in writing to me that they will never in the future accept, and I don't care about the content of the ad, no ads from Planned Parenthood anymore. That's got to stop. Or, I've already invested $200 in signs. It's all fixed cost to me now. I can go for another 4 weeks, 4 months.
True.
And we were driving them crazy that they knew, oh my gosh, they did it once, they did it twice, they did it 3 times. They were seriously threatened by loss of all their money was from advertising. And some advertisers complained to them, oh no, we don't want any association with that. And so we won.
Wow.
But
wow.
So
So consistency, that's
but
the
yeah,
answer, right?
we had probably 15 or so people out there every time, 60 people.
Wow.
What was more powerful? What if we could have had 100 people one time versus 60 people, no, 15 people four times? It was the four times.
The four times.
Where the power was, because the people that, and we had a ball. That's the one thing about this. We should be happy campers in the pro-life movement.
It is fun. I do have to say those outreach events are fun.
Oh yeah.
I used to do a lot of them because I used to work for Students for Life, and we would do a lot of really outreach in the public square, and like that CVS event I did was really fun. We had music playing, and we were like at the intersection telling people.
Music playing.
You get a lot of time to talk because you're just standing. You're kind of just standing there. You're waving to people, but
and there
a lot
are
of time
some people
connect with people.
That some pro-life leaders, they tell everybody, get 10 feet apart, spread apart. I don't say that. I want people to get together and visit and have a good time.
Yeah.
And get to know it. It's a camaraderie. And so we had a ball. I was almost disappointed when when they sent me the email indicating from the lawyer that there would never again be an ad for Planned Parenthood in this publication.
You're like, what are we going to do now?
Well, we lost that activity. We cycle through. We have different activities, and sometimes you lose an activity. We used to protest. We used to protest Bank of America, and their violation was not, they were matching money given by their employees. It was huge, but I'm looking for an excuse to get in the public square.
Mm-hmm.
So it was at the time of the disgrace over baby body parts, and we were pretty feisty on our side. We were teed off. So we started, and I did it for about 2 or 3 years, and we got people that were pulling their bank accounts out. And then we had a wonderful pick out a Bank of America. It's a great location. And then get out there for an hour and a half in the heat. What could be better than an hour and a half in the heat in Waco, Texas in August? And then I'm kind of getting to another thing that I'm going to tell you that lit my fire for creating pro-life in the public square. March of 2023, CVS and Walgreens announced that they had begun filling prescriptions for the abortion pill.
Yeah.
Now, other organizations did some things, but they were kind of one-shot-ish kinds of things. And I felt this is a massive slap in the face to the pro-life movement that these corporations would enter the abortion industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I compared it in my own mind, in my spirit, to the counter boycotts of sitting in the counters, lunch counter boycotts in the civil rights movement. And it started in Greensboro, North Carolina, and 4 people went in there and they sat at the lunch counter. And they said, we're staying here. You're going to serve us. They didn't serve. That was in February. By 70, 80, 90, 100 cities across the South.
Thank you for listening to the Ever Living podcast, a podcast by New Hampshire Right-to-Life, New Hampshire's oldest and most active pro-life organization. You can learn more about our work and learn how to get involved at www.nhrtl.org. If you would like to donate to our mission, you can make a donation at www.nhrtl.org/donate. See you next week. May God bless you and be very near to you, and may you be ever living.